Hey, Boys and Girls Club. Coming back at you today with another little, not lesson, demonstration. Uh, this time we're going to go over two websites, Starsandcatz with Z.com and Jguitar.com. As you can see, I've got mine set up with me today. Hopefully you can hear that okay. So we'll start with Stars and Cats. This website has a bunch of really good resources for piano, guitar, ukulele, even, or if you're just looking to learn an instrument or looking to practice a bit. We'll start with the Metronome. It's very simple. Start button, change tempo. So if you want to go slower or faster, and you can change the meter 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, and then they have 6/8, 9/8, 12/8. And it goes. It's a metronome. You can also tap the tempo you're looking for, and then just that to stop again. And as you can see, there's a whole little section explaining it, probably a little bit more concise than I am right now. There's a basic chord finder. That's not what I wanted to do next. Piano chord finder. There we go. This one's really good if you own a keyboard, but you don't really know where to start in terms of learning chords. This lets you choose any root and lets you choose any variation on the chord, major, minor, and then a bunch of extensions. So you can do minor add 9, and then it'll give you all the notes in it and a little, oops, get back here. There we go. And it'll show you the keys that you have to hit on the keyboard, which these are recommended voicings. Of course, you can play a G, an A, an A sharp, and a D in a different way. Like if you click this display button, it'll show you, oops, it'll show you just where all those chords come from. But I think these are a lot more likely to sound a bit nicer than just hitting all the keys in order along the scale. You can do inversions too. So what an inversion is, we'll go back to a major chord for this. So GBD for a G major scale starts on the root G, then the third B, fifth D. First inversion, now you're starting on the third. It's still a G major chord, but now you just have a different root note of that chord. Second inversion, you start on the D. Did I say the second inversion? You start on the fifth D. You don't really see those too often if you're using like Western common practice. There are very specific uses for this kind of chord, at least in that kind of realm of music making. But um, if you play one and you like the sound, there's absolutely no reason to put it wherever you like when you're making your own music. Um, so there's this one. There is a basic chord library for guitar and ukulele, and this gives you the chord charts. Um, so as you can see, you can choose a root note. I'll go with A. It'll show you all the. Actually, no, that doesn't really show what I want. G, that's good. So you choose the root, and then it gives you a couple different kinds of G chords. G major, G minor, G dominant 7, I believe. Suspended 2, so that means instead of having the third, so root third, fifth, that goes down to a 2, to a second degree. Suspended 4, same thing, but the third goes up to a fourth. And an add 4 is when you get rid of the fifth and you move that down to a fourth. And a G augmented. So the way you read these, this line right here on the left, that's your low E string. This one right here on the right, that's your high E string. And these little lines going horizontally are the frets. So if I were to read the second chart for a G minor, those numbers on the bottom tell me what finger should go on what string. And that line between those 4 on the third fret, that means that I'm supposed to bar it. So if I get my guitar out, I'll put my index finger across the third fret. As you can see, all those strings say 1 for which finger you should use, and then 3 and 4 for the A and the D. So I will do just that. And that's a G minor chord. And you can choose to do lefty if that is how you play, and then it just mirrors everything. They have ukulele chords. They have ukulele chords that aren't lefty. Didn't even really know they made lefty ukuleles. And if this doesn't quite work for you, you're looking for something specific, like say, oops, that's the same thing. There we go. Let's say you want a G. Where is it? Sure, a G9 sharp 11. Then the advanced chord finder can help you with that. This one doesn't have the chord charts. It just shows you guitar neck and where your fingers should go. I don't really like this too much. The orientation confuses me. Of course, you could flip it, but now it's... Actually, yeah, that works a little better. Looking at it lefty when you're holding the guitar, just because the screen is mirrored. Where was I going with this? Right. You can change the orientation of the guitar neck that it's showing you. They have a bunch of common chords, like A minor. It'll show you that. Doesn't tell you where your fingers should go, but it shows you where a finger should be to make that sound. Let's get back to the G9 sharp 11. So for this, right now in this orientation, the one it kind of opens up into, the top string of that neck is the low E, bottom string is the high E. So we need a finger on each side for those, and we need one on the 3rd fret of the D string, and then I'm just going to use my index finger to bar the rest. That's most likely a G9 sharp 11. And then if this isn't quite your style, it doesn't really work for you, you're looking for something a little different, there is Jguitar.com. This has a bunch of really cool little tools for you to use. There's chord search, so we'll do the same thing. G9 sharp, nope. G9 parent. Okay, I guess I'm not allowed to do a G9 sharp 11, or I have to know what the sharp 11 is, which would be... That'd be the 4th, so G... Okay, I think that should be a G9 sharp 11. Okay. And then it gives you the chord charts. These ones are a little different. It has this instead of the bar, and they also don't tell you where your fingers are supposed to go. But it gives you these little audio demonstrations so you can listen to what you're trying to play. We'll just go through this one. So 4th fret, I'm going to put my index finger, put my middle finger on the 5th fret of the D, ring finger on the 5th fret, ring finger on the 5th fret of the E, and then my pinky on the 6th of the B. All right. And this has a bunch of other cool stuff too. Like if you're trying to solo over a piece of a jazz standard, you can use a chord to scale harmonizer. So if it goes from a D major chord to a G suspended 2nd to A sharp, major 7th, suspended 2nd, suspended 4th, then you hit go, it'll show you all the scales you can use throughout this progression that will work within these chords. So I could use an A sharp harmonic major for the D and the A sharp, and then for the G I could switch to a G Hungarian gypsy, or I could use this one for the first two, and then for the A sharp, move over to A sharp harmonic. So that's a really great tool. You can also do the same thing backwards. Choose a scale, like C whole tone, and it'll tell you all the chords that will work with it. So then you can put together your own progression with that. It has a scale dictionary, so you can choose any of these scales, and it'll give you a little. It'll give you audio for them, or you can use the scale calculator and pick something out, and it'll show you a visual of the guitar neck for where every note in this scale is, and you can change the root too. So if I wanted to play E, where is it? Phrygian dominant, then it will give me exactly that, and then I know where I'm supposed to play to get that sound, or to solo over whatever chords work well with an E Phrygian dominant. So yeah, I would highly recommend looking at these two websites, Starsandcatz with a Z, and they have some other cool stuff too. There's the backing tracks are broken, at least as of right now. There's a YouTube link that just doesn't go anywhere. They have some guitar lessons, an ebook for smart practice for adults, and an ebook for practice with kids, in case anyone would like to become a super music parent today. And jguitar.com for things that are a little more specific, any chord you'd like, or the scale calculator, or the harmonizer setting. Yeah, I think that's just about everything I have for today.